how did it start, bro? Obviously, you're from down here, from down London. Did you just know you were a good-looking lad at the start, or did you have more chat than your looks? How did that start?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna sit here and say it doesn't help that I'm good looking. Yeah, of course it does. There's levels though. You know, I feel like as a guy, if you're like a seven, you can draw a 10. If you're a five, you can draw a seven. You can always punch as a guy. Generally, the guy would be better looking than the girl because they settle. But when you have game, when you've got riz, you can manipulate your beauty. I call it to really push with a girl. I mean, I'll give you a great example. Right, I've got a twitch with my eyes. I blink. Everyone knows it. And every single woman that I've been with that sees my twitch will go, "Oh, I think it's really cute." No one thinks a fucking hard blink is cute. If
Yeah.
you see fucking a homeless guy down the road who smells, who's got bad clothes on, who's drunk, and he's doing this blink, people are looking at him going, "Oh, he's got a proper creepy blink."
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Exactly the same thing as me. But it's the way you manipulate it, it's the way you're confident with it. The same with small guys. A question I get a lot in my DMs is, "Bro, I'm small. How do I get girls like you?" If you're small with a huge energy, I know I've got small friends. I think we all have. They've got small friends that just somehow ends up with a fucking 6 foot Russian chick at the end of the night,
yeah.
and it's because the energy that he has, and the manipulation of the beauty.
What was your experience going out clubbing? Obviously, going out and partying and getting girls that way, or is it more of a? Because obviously, I've seen your videos. Everyone's probably seen your videos where you're actually going up to birds in public and chatting them up and all that. Like, obviously, that's a sober act. You're doing it. It's in public. There's probably no more raw, interaction you can have with a bird than that. So if she likes you, there's a good chance she's going to like you. And plus, you kind of film from behind the scenes as well, so they don't even know what's happening. They just see you, they like you, it works, proven. But in terms of like when you're actually in real life settings in bars and clubs, do you notice that girls change to how they are in public?
For sure, I don't drink anyway.
Okay.
I don't touch alcohol. Haven't in years. So for me, it's similar. I also don't go clubbing a lot now. But if I'm going back in the day when I was never big into the night scene. Always more of a day person. And the advice I give guys when they're like, "Oh, bro, where's the best place to meet girls?" And I say, just in your day to day life, when you see a beautiful girl, it's the most organic way of doing it. If I'm picking up my fruit and veg in a supermarket, there's a beautiful girl doing the same thing next to me. Instead of like, "Oh, she's doing her shopping, don't talk to her," or "I can only talk to her when she's at a bar," just have a conversation. That's when the hardest time is to just talk to her, but it's also the most organic and natural. And she doesn't have her guard up as much. When girls are out on a night out, some girls will say, "I'm going to get approached by 100 guys tonight. I don't want to be approached tonight." So I have my guard up. In a supermarket, you don't have your guard up because you're just doing your shopping and you're relaxed and you're in your comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
But club game obviously is different because I'd say your intentions change.
Yeah. Of
If I
course.
meet a girl in a supermarket, my intentions are to take her home in 2 hours.
Yeah.
If I meet a girl in a club, 9 times out of 10, as a guy's intention, you're looking to take her home that night, right?
So have you ever done that? Have you ever picked up a girl just from a supermarket and took her home?
Mexico's a crazy place.
But in the UK, in the UK though,
I don't think so.
not
I
necessarily a
can't remember.
supermarket then, just like from the street or whatever.
So yeah, I mean, I've met a girl on the street and then taken her out later that day, or even if I've had time just then, let's go for a coffee now, and then things have led to another. Yeah, I've had crazy experiences everywhere, but what you've got to remember is in England, people have a lot of shit to do. There's very rarely a day where we don't have this A, B, and C to do. So it's more like meet her in a supermarket, get her number, take her out for dinner that night, next night, a night later, and then see what can happen.
But what's mate? You've got that laugh, you've got that smile. What is okay for you when you meet? You're in Tesco, right? You see this bird, you like her. What is the approach? Because I know that there's going to be guys listening and watching and thinking, "How the fuck does he do this? How does he do it?" Like, what is that approach? I know everyone's probably going to differ. How they look,
Of
their
course.
appearance, character, all that type of stuff. What is your approach, and what advice could you give to someone who wants to pull that girl and they see her in Tesco every day?
There's two. Okay, I'll give you two scenarios and two pieces of advice. One, saying hello, how are you, is better than nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the first piece of advice. If you're struggling with creativity and you're like, "What the fuck do I say?" Just going up to her and saying, "Hi, you're right. I thought you were super beautiful." Super fucking like run down that line. Everyone says it, but it's better than nothing. What I like to say to guys is be creative and be authentic. So when you see something happening, pick up on something. Yeah, look at what she's wearing, look at what she's doing, and say something. The first line either has to make her curious or has to make her laugh. Usually, the easier one is to make her laugh. And once you make her laugh, you're in there, right? You're in the conversation. She's feeling super comfortable, super happy, and then you can compliment her laugh and say you got a nice smile, and then you can go in with a conversation,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
But you cannot put her in a situation where she's just replying to whatever you say. Hi, how are you? I'm good, thanks you. The conversation's done at that point. It's already dead.
Yeah.
You need to make her, as I say, curious, as in ask her a question or make her engage her brain, or you need to make her laugh.